What's up everybody, Dapper Jeff, your gamer chef, coming at you from my kitchen. Now last week we celebrated the awesomeness that was Luigi. This week we're gonna take a different angle. Another heinously underappreciated Mario hero, or heroine I should say, is Princess Peach. She's been there from the beginning, she's constantly getting kidnapped, and I'm a firm believer she doesn't need Mario to rescue her. I'm willing to bet she and Bowser hang out and play tennis. They actually do. So that having been said, I'm gonna show you guys how to make a fantastic Princess Peach Cobbler that's only about 440 calories. So step into my kitchen and I'll show you a dish fit for your princess. Alright guys, the first two things you wanna do for this dish are preheat your oven to 425 like I have right here. And the second thing is get a big honkin' pot of water and get it boiling like so. This is gonna make life super easy when it comes time to peel these bad boys, our happy dappy peaches. So as you can see, our water is boiling. This is your pro tip for the week. You take your peaches and you carefully submerge them in the water. You don't want splashes because splashes are gonna burn you or anyone around you. And I'm only gonna do about 4 peaches at a time, but you let them sit in the water for about a minute. So I'm gonna just keep an eye on those. Not even gonna set my timer. That's how insignificant the time is. All right, guys, we've had our happy peaches in here for about a minute. I'm gonna use my slotted Scooby-Doo to just reach in and grab a peach. And I'm gonna quickly move it over here to my colander. Carefully lay that in. And I'm just gonna do the same for the other 3. All right, so now that we've had a boiled peach, you can actually just kind of pinch it slightly and you can even kind of see the skin is rising up away from the body. This tells me that when I go to peel it, it's gonna come right off. It's gonna save me so much time in peeling, so much hassle, and that is your pro tip for the week. All right guys, so now that we've got our peach skins loosened up, like I'm gonna show you, oh my gosh. So I just reached into my colander and I grabbed this peach and right away, look at how wrinkly. When the peach skin is all wrinkly like that, that is a great sign. That's gonna tell me this peach will slide right out of the skin. Look at that, look at that wrinkles. I'm going to take my butter knife, because that's how soft these are. I'm gonna make a slice. And when I said it will peel right away, I mean, whoa, I almost lost my peach. I mean, there's the peach skin in one single action. Now, you're gonna want to slice your peach in half, remove the pit. All right, so I've removed the skin, and I'm just gonna carefully, kind of thinly slice my peach. Slice around the pit. If you can remove the pit, do it. I was having a bit of trouble with it, not gonna lie. So I had to kind of slice around until the pit was gone. And then once you slice your peaches, just toss them right here in this in a bowl, in a big bowl, because you're gonna need that bowl in just a few minutes. All right, guys. So after you get your peaches sliced up and into the bowl, we're gonna want to do a couple things. Take your 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, go right in. Take your 2 teaspoons of fresh lemon juice, and I just juiced this maybe 2 seconds ago, so that's super fresh. You get your 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Sprinkle that all in. And your 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Next thing you want to do is kind of reach in, bust all this up. Try to make sure all the peaches get like a nice even coating. All right, so now that we've coated our peaches in that fantastic cinnamon brown sugar mixture, we're gonna pour them into our 2-quart baking dish. And I'm gonna just kind of shake it just to even out the peaches a little bit. Now that it looks fantastic like that, I'm gonna open up our 425-degree oven and put them on in. Careful not to burn yourself because, it's hot. Now that they're in the oven, I'm gonna set my timer for 10 minutes, and that's when we're gonna have a little more fun. I'll see you guys then. All right, guys, so while your peaches are in the oven, you're gonna wanna grab your cup of flour. Go with like a whole wheat pastry flour if you can find it. If you can't, all-purpose flour works. That's what I'm using. I've got 1/4 cup of white sugar, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I got all that in there. I'm gonna grab my spoon and mix it up just a little bit. You want 6 tablespoons of butter. I've taken mine and cut them into little 2 tablespoon pieces. You don't necessarily want it melted, but you want it softened. All right, guys, at this point, we also want to take a 1/4 cup of boiling water, pour that in here, because that'll just help it prevent from drying out. Take your spoon at this point and mix, because if you use your hand, you're gonna get burned. So, do that. All right, that looks pretty well blended, and you just want to stir it until it's mixed and blended, kind of crumbly. Okay, now here's where it gets fun. We're gonna take this right over to our peaches. We're gonna kind of spoon this onto the cobbler. Be careful. You don't want to burn yourself on the peach or the mixture we just made. I'm gonna take our mixture, and it looks kind of like dough here, because by mixing the hot water with the cooler ingredients, it should be kind of cool to the touch. But yeah, just kind of break it up, spread it over the top. Try to give it as even of a coating as you can, because this is kind of like dough at this point. See, and I'm willing to bet that Mario might have saved Peach a little quicker if she could bake this dish. That having been said, Peach doesn't need saving. She probably lets Mario save her just to stroke his ego and make him think he's awesome. You know, Peach is pretty boss on her own. That's why she even got her own game, Super Princess Peach. All right, guys, the last thing we want to do now is take 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and a 1/4 tablespoon of cinnamon that I crumbled and mixed together. And we're just gonna take this, sprinkle it over the top, try to get a nice even coating. And at that point, we're just gonna throw it right into our oven for about ½ an hour. We just want the top to brown, but we don't want it to burn. So, I'm gonna grab my oven mitts, I'm gonna open my oven, still at 425 degrees, so please be careful. Carefully take my dish, and right into the oven you go. Set my timer for 30 minutes, or ½ an hour, and let it go. So while this is cooking, go play some Mario games, especially the awesome ones where Peach is front and center. So like any of the Mario Kart games, any of the Mario sports games. And remember, Princess Peach don't need Mario. Mario needs Princess Peach. All right, guys, so our timer went off. I'm gonna open our oven and grab out our cobbler. Now, I'm gonna be honest, we used a small dish and we got some boil over. So when you make this at home, either use a bigger dish, like a 9x13 baking dish, or don't fill it quite so much. But this, my friends, is a fantastic looking Princess Peach cobbler, suitable for your castle, your princess, or your queen. I'm gonna let this cool for a few minutes before I dish it up, and then I'll see you guys for the outro. All right, guys, that's how you make a fantastic Princess Peach inspired cobbler for your queen. I'm Dapper Jeff. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Don't forget, click the bell icon and the subscribe button down below. And if you really like us, donate to our Patreon down in the description. I'll see you guys next week, but until then, stay well fed. All right, guys, and here's a pro tip for the pro tip. Cut your peaches in half and remove the pit before you boil them.